Happy Friday, my friends. It is another day to do some building wins, and we're going to do it live or on replay, either way. But make sure you share this out, you enjoy it, you tell people about Building Wins Live. Blessed to have just incredible amount of guests over the past almost a year now. That's coming up shortly. About another month, we'll be having our 1 year anniversary already of Building Wins Live. Today is no different. We got a guy that is an industry professional in the post frame industry. And we're just going to have a good 30, 45 minutes of chatting about the world of post frame buildings, and specifically the upcoming NFBA Expo in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. And I might even sing when I get on the street corner Legends down there with our guest today, Josh Knowlin. We'll see. But anyways, until then, we're going to go ahead and run a little bumper here, say howdy to everybody, and we're going to be back with Josh in about, I'll give it about 7 seconds. Here we are. How you doing, my man?
Hey, Randy, how's it going?
Good to see you. Yeah, it's good to see you, buddy. It's good to see you. Man, I've been waiting for this show for a while because, I think we talked the other day and we did a little pre-show talk a day or two ago. I'm just old, and I've been doing this forever. And my NFBA days goes back so far that I think I took horse and buggy to get there, and I'm not Amish or Mennonite.
That's awesome.
Yeah, good stuff. But thank you for being on. I appreciate it, and it's timely because I know that you want to chat a lot about the NFBA show coming up. But I didn't introduce before because I just wanted to get to you. But you are owner and president of Suburban Buildings out of the greater San Antonio area, but probably more applicable to today's show is you're a board member of the NFBA, which is the National Frame Builders Association, kind of the association, the show in the post frame industry, and also let me see here. I wrote down chair of the membership committee, right? So we're gonna spend some time chatting about the upcoming shows. So, but before we start, who is Josh Knowlin? Give us a little background of who you are before we get going.
Sure. For those of you that don't know me, I started in the industry in my early 20s. I started off as a builder. I learned all about building a post frame building in my early 20s, working for a farm co-op in Illinois. So did that for 10 years. Realized that although I knew how to build a building, that wasn't for me forever. It wasn't where my passion lied. So I actually that is the time frame in which I was also introduced to the NFBA. So I went to my first expo. It was in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'll never forget it. It was pretty big time. I mean, from just being a builder in his early 20s, being able to be at that show, I knew that first of all, I knew that this was the industry to be in. Secondly, it just the people were so welcoming, so nice. I learned so much, and I knew then that I wanted to continue on to grow into the NFBA. So I then went on to work for a national metal manufacturer called McElroy Metal. Most of you have probably heard of them. I ran their service center over in Clinton, Illinois for several years, and then went into outside sales in Missouri and Kansas. And I enjoyed my time there. Great company. Had an opportunity, though, to go back into post frame, which is really where my heart lied, in that post frame industry and in the building side, in the construction side. So went to work with Rob Pierce out at QSI, Quality Structures, and spent 8 years there. Learned a lot from him and my time there. So just quickly, personally, I have a wife of almost 20 years, and we have 4 children. So son is the oldest and 3 daughters. So I keep pretty busy, Randy.
I would say you do. And you're so Suburban Buildings, as I mentioned earlier, is a San Antonio base, but you're sharing a little time right now between there and is it Kansas City? You're up in that area, correct?
Right. Yeah, I'm kind of back and forth a little bit with the family. So they're going to finish out the school year there, and I'm trying to get Suburban off the ground and get a house built so they have
Yep.
somewhere to live when school's out. So
There you go.
wish me luck, my friend.
Oh, buddy, I understand, and you're a smart man, because probably a camper in tents is not going to go well with the wife and the daughters, especially, right?
No.
No.
I think somewhere along the way, somebody mentioned an RV to park on the land, and I said, absolutely not.
Yeah, you know better than that. Awesome. Awesome. Hey, Barry, thanks for being on first, as always. Big timers here today. Well, Barry is as you know, is a great friend of Josh's and mine, and both of us have spent a lot of time with Barry over the years, and actually Barry and I have worked together in the past, and we work together now in one of the manufacturers that I'm involved with, MWI Components. So it's good, always good to have Barry on. So you got involved in the NFBA, and how long have you been? How long have you been a board member?
So back in my tenure with McElroy Metal, I got involved with the Heartland chapter of the NFBA. They had just started up the Heartland chapter. Brian Keene down at National Barn, you may know him, good friend of mine too, and he kind of kicked off that chapter, and I went to a meeting there, and I just great people to be around, just had a great time, loved it. And they were actually looking for board members, so I said I would do it. And so, yeah, I mean, I've been involved with the Heartland chapter. I'm currently the Heartland chapter president of the Heartland chapter. They cover like 9 states, so as far north as Kansas, Nebraska, as far south as Texas. So it's kind of the deep Midwest. But I got involved with the Heartland chapter, and then just a few years ago, when Rob Pierce, my former boss and colleague, when he sold the business and retired, he nominated me to fill his seat on the national board, and I was honored to do so.
No, that's awesome. And this association is an incredible association, and and I know we're going to talk about that probably pretty shortly here. But I just think that anybody in the industry, whether it's from a supplier standpoint or from the builder standpoint, you got to take care of your industry, right? And I think that's a big part of it too. Is there's a lot of stuff that it offers to the builder, but as suppliers, where the side I come from, I mean, this is our bread and butter, right? If we're in the post frame industry, the NFBA is the show in town, if you will, and they do a great job. And I've got to know a lot of the people at NFBA also, and I just enjoy everything about the shows. I enjoy everything about what they bring to the table. So with that in mind, this conversation today is kind of timely, because I think I did a post a day or two ago that we're 7 weeks out from the NFBA Expo, the national show. And there it is up on the screen. Wes is quicker than I can talk. Let him go. Anyway, let's talk about the NFBA show. Or you want to talk about the show first, or what the NFBA brings to the table? Where would you like to go first?
We can just talk about the show a little bit, since we're kind of on subject, and Wes has it up there. It's like you said, it's in Opryland. You couldn't get a better venue for this. It is huge. You will get lost in there if you've never been there, or even if you have been there, you'll get lost in there. But Opryland Resort, it's really awesome, and Tennessee always has the best turnout for the expo, because it's a destination. So people want to go, they want to bring their spouse or family members, and do the industry socializing and work, and then go out and have a good time on the town. Expo at Nashville, it doesn't get any better. It is coming up sooner now. Normally Expo's in March, but this year we're in January 18th to 20th. That's primarily all due to COVID. Having to cancel the show last year, it really cut into what we were very limited on time frames to move that out to this year. We wanted to stay at Opryland, and
Mm-hmm.
we'd already invested in the show there. We wanted to, so we were limited on dates. So it is a little earlier this year, so it's sneaking up on us fast, like you mentioned. It's the registration's open, so if you want to get online right here, nfba.org, you can get registered for the show. Actually, there's an early bird registration, which basically just means, hey, you're going to get a discount if you register early, and that actually ends on December 10th.
Okay.
So that's coming up, and it does.
That
I
is.
didn't see that anywhere right there on the website, but if you go into registration, I believe it will actually say if you register now, it's $80. If you wait, it's like, I mean, it's quite a bit, like
Mm-hmm.
120. So it's a big difference. There's a big incentive to stop being lazy and just register. I mean, look, you can walk into the show and probably register there. Just do it now and save the money, right?
Exactly.
It helps everybody out. So, and actually, I'm here preaching this, but I just registered 2 days ago because I was preparing for this show, and I'm like, oh crap, I haven't registered yet. So I just registered myself, and but it literally takes seriously like 5 minutes at the most.
Yep.
You put your credit card number in, you're registered, you're done. You can also they'll ask you if you want a free ticket to Christians in Construction, which we'll talk a little bit about later too. Just get signed up. It's there. Early bird ends soon, so we'll get signed up. So many. I have a feeling that most of the people that see this show, Randy, will already know the value in going to Expo. But in case they don't, I mean, I would like to spend a little time kind of talking about the camaraderie at the show.
Absolutely.
I mean, like you said, you've been going to the show forever, so just the camaraderie. Whether you're two vendors or a vendor and builder or two builders, it's a great time to get with other people from around the country that are in the same world as you. Talk shop, build connections, build relationships. All through communicating with each other. Also, I feel like the show provides, I don't know, for me, it's communication and growth and education. So also, I mean, I learn something every time I'm there,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's from one of the educational sessions or just from talking to guys like you or being on the show floor. Looking at all the new products that are out and meeting the new people that are just coming into our industry. Yeah, I mean, you have to go to Expo if you build post frame buildings for a living. You have to go to Expo. It doesn't cost that much.
It doesn't, and I'm glad you brought that up because you are 100% right. This is as I kind of hit on a minute ago, and I'm glad you said it that forcefully. You just got to go. If you're going to be in this industry, I mean, I don't know. That'd be like being a dentist and not going to the American Dental Association meetings or something, right? I mean, if you're in the industry, you live and die in this industry. You just need to be there, and like you said, you've got the show itself and meeting with suppliers, manufacturers such as who I represent, or fellow builders, the classes. And we'll touch on that too. I mean, I've attended some of your classes in the past at the show, and they're top notch. They really can learn something from those. So I think everybody needs to jump on and hey, spend 80, spend 120, whatever you want to spend, but go to the show, right?
Yeah, and I think if you're a builder and you build post frame buildings, or you're a manufacturer and you manufacture products, and you've thought or said, what is that going to do for me? Good luck. I wish you luck.
Exactly.
There's plenty to learn. It's kind of funny. I'm in a lot of post frame, off subject a little bit. I won't go too far into this hole, but a lot of Facebook groups and different things, and everybody knows everything. And if they don't agree with you, you're silly. But anyway, I don't want to go too far off track, but there's plenty to learn in this industry.
Well, there is, and it's like you said before, the shows and the classes are first class, but it's all that pre and post show stuff, that meeting up, running into somebody you know, running into somebody new, running into somebody you haven't seen in 3 years, those kind of things. And like from my standpoint, running into competitors, what I do, that's fine. We all got stuff to do, right? That doesn't mean we can't learn from each other. We can't be friends with each other. And it's the same way with pole barn, with builders, right? This might be a guy that you think you compete against cross state or whatever, but it still doesn't hurt to know him. Doesn't hurt to learn from each other, right? And there's some great people there. Somebody just popped up. Ben Smith. Ben was on our show here a few months ago with he just popped in and said, "Rock and roll, fellas." He's with the Bradbury group, which big supporters of NFBA. I believe, Josh, if I'm not correct, I mean they're at every show doing their thing and showing roll forming equipment. So and I just thought I'd reach out to one other guy, Mark Billstrom. Said thanks for the promos. Absolutely, Mark. Look forward to seeing everybody at the shows. So you mentioned one thing, and we'll go back, but I thought it was funny. Is you talk about getting lost at Opryland, and I've been to Opryland 25 times probably, at least, for different shows, this show and other shows. And I remember 4 years ago, last time I was there, I typically just gave up, right, and didn't follow the map. I just took off and kept walking until sooner or later you walk through enough of the conservatories that you find the show hall part, right? And the third day in, I decided to just open this door at the end of the hallway by my room. Right across from that little river with the little boat is the show hall. I mean, I walked 2.5 miles every day trying to find the show, and it was literally like 12 steps from my room. So look at the map. That's my point. Public service announcement. Look at the map.
And you'll definitely get your steps in. You don't need to go to the gym if you're at Opryland.
Absolutely not. And what a beautiful place to walk. Just to walk and enjoy was it 4 or 5 conservatories, whatever they are, and 3, 4, whatever. Just beautiful spot if you haven't been there. But so anyway, off subject there. But so classes, those start on Tuesday also, Josh, or do those start sometime Monday? I forget. How's that work?
No, they do start on Tuesday. And there are classes that'll be, and it's usually in the mornings. Mm-hmm. The schedule is online, also on the website. There'll be the thing about the classes is they try to cater to the masses. So there'll be classes that are like in the business track for like business owners, and then there's like a sales and marketing track, and then there's a technical track. So that, no matter if you're a foreman, a business owner, or a engineer, there should be something that you can find that would be of interest to you, to where you can learn something there. I highly recommend it. It's sometimes can be a little tough when you're in Nashville getting up early to go to those classes, but you always feel good when you're there. The classrooms are always full. You get in there and they scan your badge. You go in. You're automatically meeting people, talking to people. I have had several relationships with people that were speakers that I had no idea I'd never met before that. And at the end of the show, you get their business card, and then you email them and you start talking, and you could find a friend, a mentor, a speaker. I mean, it's definitely worth doing. Even if you work for a manufacturer, typically manufacturers, you're there to be on the show floor, but why not? Why not go out there and walk around? And where do you think all the builders are in the morning? They're not sleeping in. Right. They're drinking coffee down in the hall and eating a breakfast sandwich together. So good place to network there too. Yeah. Oh, exactly. That's outside of the educational part of it, which is huge, and both on the show floor and as well as the classes, the networking. It's like you said, you can't say enough about
uh, the networking and what I love this. I do a lot of shows, as you can imagine, with the different things that I'm involved with. But I always love the NFBA show because I literally it's and it's part of this because I've been doing it forever, right? But you can't walk about 14 and a half steps before there's another guy reaching out to shake hands, another guy that you get introduced to somebody. Hey, this is our new VP of sales. Hey, yeah, you just it's amazing if you engage, and that's the key. And as a and maybe a little chat with people that haven't gone to the show before or it's been a while. There's an art. I don't know if there's an art, but I'm going to call it art to attending a show, right?
Mhm.
You don't just show up. Yeah, you do all the fun stuff in the evening. You go down to the honky tonks downtown. You do whatever you do, but man, if you don't go there with the intention of of engaging and chatting and being with people, you're going to miss a great opportunity. The food's great and the booze is great and music's great and all those things that Nashville is known for. But man, if you can just not be afraid to say, "Hey, my name's Randy. Who are you with?" "Oh, okay. I know somebody over." I mean, it's amazing, right, Josh? I think that's what you're
Mhm.
leading to, the amount of people you get to know, and just you can 10x, 100x your relationships in the industry, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's just ridiculous the amount of people that you can meet and become friends with and associate with, and yeah, it's just great for networking. I always pick something up from the keynote speaker each year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Keynote it's always great. It's that little pep talk you need. Kind of wish you had the keynote speaker for the first 30 minutes of your day every day,
Mm-hmm. Yes,
because you would just be jacked up all the time, right?
exactly.
Even without the Mountain Dew.
Well, are you a Mountain Dew guy? I
Yeah.
I take mine in coffee, but so Morgan Arwood, she says, is that Lady Morgan or Man Morgan? I don't know if I know Morgan.
Yeah, she's on staff,
Okay,
NFBA.
she's on staff. Okay. Oh, I think I do know who she is. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
She's one of
She
Megan's sidekicks.
Megan's, yes, yes, Morgan. Good. We've met. I apologize. She says, definitely some of the greatest people in the world. I assume she was talking about you and I, but maybe she met everybody at the industry. I'm not sure,
She's
but
she's been quite open with me, that the people in our industry as a whole are just really great, genuine people,
hmm
and I've heard that a lot, and it's the truth for the most part. It's the truth, and that's you can. I'm living proof that you can start as a builder and grow a nice career in this industry.
hmm exactly.
So I mentioned keynote. The speaker this year, Lieutenant Colonel Waldo Waldman. I think I sent the link over there to you guys on that. He's a highly decorated combat fighter pilot. He's also obviously a speaker, um, an inspirational speaker, and he's an author as well. So
Okay.
um, I think it's yourwingman.com. If you want to learn more about him before you go to the show, it's definitely going to be worth seeing that guy. I'm really, really hyped up about that. Um,
And what does he speak, Josh? Give us the shot. Is that early first day, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I kind of wish I had the full schedule, but I don't actually have that in front of
that's
me.
fine.
But usually the keynote's right away. You're right.
hmm
It's very early in the show.
Yeah.
It's kind of the kickoff. So, and another really fun thing about the show are the coordinated receptions. Here we go.
There it
There's
is.
the link for Waldo. Um,
Yeah.
but definitely read a little bit into that. Check it out. He's going to be a great speaker. What I was saying there, Randy, is the receptions at the show. The Plyco reception, which is one of the most well-known receptions at the show. There's always
hmm
entertainment. A singer, a pianist. There's usually snacks and beverages, and some of the best socializing happens at those
Oh
receptions.
yeah.
There's also a Christians in construction reception. Um, which is also free. And these are all receptions too. We couldn't do these without the sponsors. So it might be a good time for me to throw in a little sponsor action here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The sponsors, they sponsor the keynote speakers, they sponsor the receptions, everything down to the lanyards you get when you check in, and and some other, if there are any other giveaways and stuff, that's all show sponsor stuff. This year, in fact, I think there may be one or two new names on the sponsor list, which I'm really excited to see. But I'll just run through the list quickly, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
AJ Manufacturing, we all know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
ASC Machine Tools, Atlas Fasteners, Beeline Marketplace. They do safety equipment. Fasteners Direct, Condon Stop, Graber Post, Maze Nails, McElroy Metal, Mill Steel, Permacolumn, Plyco, Sherwin-Williams, and Sakima Equipment. I don't know that I'm pronouncing that one right, but it's Sikkema. I'm guessing it's Sakima Equipment.
That works.
So all those guys have sponsored, at least so far. There's still time, I'm sure, the sponsor something at Expo if you'd like. Just get on the NFBA website, give them a call, and say, hey, we want to sponsor the show. It's kind of neat too, because they have all these little things. If you're a manufacturer or you're a big time builder and you want to promote your logos throughout the show, there's all these, like the people that sponsor the lanyards, their logos are on it. Mm-hmm. There are lots of options like that, as well as the NFBA magazine, and they are taking now welcoming ad buyers for the magazine as well.
Perfect. And one thing we kind of skipped over or missed, but when they sign up now early, there's also is there some room blocks that are available, a special rate at Opryland for show attendance? How does that work?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's special, but if you're in the Midwest, a $200+ hotel room is a lot to swallow. But anyway, yes, there are special rates. They pre-negotiated rates. Mm-hmm. They have a room block which is available. There's a link on the website that I saw Wes had up earlier, that you can go in and book a room right there from that link. You get the block rate. Now that ends, Randy, on December 29th.
Okay.
So if you book on December 30th or January 1st, you're going to pay whatever rate they tell you you're going to pay. So. Right.
Well, and the thing is, like you said, it's even at the rate, it's a beautiful facility and well worth the rate. But if that's a little dicier than somebody may want to spend, there's a lot of offsite hotels right at the end of the street right there, that even some that are still owned by the same Gaylord Opryland firm, I believe, that you can get a little, and they have shuttle buses, and so I mean it's nobody wants to let that get in the way of coming if that's a little more than somebody wants to pay, because you think about somebody's bringing several crew members, it can get to be a little bit. So there are options, I guess what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're going to either be bunking together in some cases, or you may go to one thing is huge in Nashville now is these Airbnbs, man. People are just building up these neighborhoods, complete neighborhoods. Every single house is an Airbnb.
Really?
Yeah. The last time I was there with friends and family, we stayed in some of those houses, and 3-story brand new houses, just like you'd buy get on the beach in Florida, where you can bunk 8 people to a house or whatever. Right. Split the cost up if you're going with friends, but there are a ton of those in Nashville.
Yeah. Well, that's good information. So, show starts on Tuesday. Most people get in. That's one thing I'd recommend to anybody that haven't attended the show, and probably a good share of people that watch this on replay or now have attended. But there may be some that haven't. Man, get in the day before, right? Get in the day before, because I found some of the best networking time is that afternoon and evening before, because nobody's on showtime yet, right? Everybody's maybe exhibitors, for example. Uh, we may have helped set a booth up or whatever. Um, Unless you're an independent manufacturer's rep like I, and I take the word independent fairly importantly. So I always seem to disappear when it's booth setup time. But anyways, uh, I just thought I'd admit it now so nobody gets any ideas. But the point is, and I said that because there's a reason. That was a segue into something. I spend that time is better spent, and I think this is good whether you're a builder or you're work for a manufacturer supplier. Is catching up to somebody in the hallway, catching up with somebody at the little restaurants, catching up with somebody at the local pub, whatever the case may be. That's some of the best time because nobody's on that showtime yet, right? They're early, they're excited about meeting people, and that's some of the best times is to network, especially is that day and evening before. So I don't know if you find that or agree with that, Josh, but boy, that's been the day before the show is a great day too.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not working the show, maybe you're just a builder traveling in. Like you said, regardless, come a day early because if not, you end up spending between traffic and airports and all that stuff and checking in and finding your way around. You're going to lose half a day.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to lose half a Tuesday because the meat and potatoes of the show is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is kind of like a half day. It's kind of like, oh, I didn't make it around to that last row, so I'm going to go back for that and then get out of here. Some people are already leaving on flights home, and stuff. So, be there early. I would rather see you there early for the first few full days, than and have to cut out maybe a little early on the last day. And also the expo this year, I believe it's a day earlier. So usually it's Wednesday, Thursday, half day Friday, I believe is.
No, that is correct. That's historical, yes.
So we're just kind of stuck with these dates this year. Next year we'll go back. It'll be March. And don't ask me where next year is, Randy, because I've been told once and I don't remember. But if Mark Billstrom's still on the line, maybe he can.
Yeah. Okay.
Do a little thing in the chat if he knows. I can't remember.
Yeah, you're right though. I've attended shows all over the country for this, and man, Nashville's it's got it all, and especially our industry. People love the whole country music aura of town, right? And then the Opryland itself has got so much to do if you don't want to leave. But most everybody at least cuts out for a day or evening, I should say, and get down on is it Broad or Broadway? It's Broadway, I think, downtown and all the little side streets. And I tell you, if you've never done that, big stuff.
Grand Ole Opry's right there. Grand Ole Opry's there.
Yes.
If you're lucky enough and there's a show, do it. That's so cool. There's an outlet mall, I think, there if your wife wants to go shopping while you're doing your thing.
I actually like to cut out and go to the outlet mall.
I'm sure you do, Randy.
No, I don't. I was lying. That was a lie.
I said that for Barry.
Yeah, no, Barry. That's where he likes to go. He's an outlet mall guy. We know that. Mm-hmm. So the one thing we got to do, I got to throw it out right now because this way it'll put pressure on you, Josh. We have to find a cigar bar and at least have one cigar together in Nashville.
It's a done deal.
That's okay.
A done deal.
Perfect.
I thought about coming on your show with a cigar, but
we should have both had one because, yeah, I remember you reached out and I can't remember what I had, but you nailed it because you're a cigar aficionado. Whew, that's easy for me to say. But it was in Tampa at the let's see, what was that? This MetalCon, I think.
MetalCon, yeah.
And I was sitting outside of some little cigar bar and had a cigar. And I remember at the time, I'm not an aficionado. I just like cigars. But you picked out from the label what I had. I said, okay, this guy really does know his cigars better than I. But all I remember is a cigar bar with this great big brass bull in front of it. That's all I remember.
All right.
It was good spot. But yeah, we'll definitely do that. So what else do we need to? Okay, we haven't really touched on, and we did a little bit, but um, anything else you want to talk about as far as anybody that maybe hasn't come, thinking about coming, builders, um,
Well,
getting involved as far as not just the show, but becoming a member, right?
yeah, I mean that's kind of where I was hoping to go here now is just talk a little bit about becoming. If you're not a member, really now's the best time to become a member for several reasons. Here we're at the end of the year, so at Expo, the beginning of the year, you get your full year in.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I have some insider information. I'm on the chair of the membership committee, and down the road we are looking at possibly looking at how we do membership dues. We might do them a little differently. The cost may be a little bit differently, but now is a good time to get in. Um, you can get in as a builder member for as little as like 475. That's for the year.
Okay.
That's peanuts. I mean, most builders are spending that on a new circular saw and impact drill.
Right.
And we hope you can get some of the same value out of the NFBA. So some of the things you get for your money, besides you get the discount to come to the expo and be a part of that, and the education and all that. Obviously the NFBA magazine is part of it. I think I did send a list too. If Wes has it, if he does have it, he can throw it up if he wants to. But one thing I thought was really, really cool, a great benefit, especially for small builders, is the access to our legal team. I don't know if you do this or not, Randy, but if you're an NFBA member, you get 30 minutes a month that you can call and talk to Gary Allman and his team about whatever you need to, about employee law, or COVID law, or tax, whatever it is.
And Gary's a great guy. I know Gary. I've met Gary many a time in life, and he's a good guy.
Yeah, no, fantastic, and his
There it is.
And it's really nice that they offer that. To me, that's a huge value in itself. Access to NFBA staff if you have any business questions or business related stuff. Staff's always on hand that can answer calls. Like I said, the discounts on registration, discounts on all the publications the NFBA has. So they have several different publications that are available to purchase, but you can get those at a discounted rate. One of the publications click down on education there and see if you can find, see what all pops up there. That's a good list of, the online classes, there's always webinars. That's huge. But some of one of the things I really wanted to hit on too is the curriculum. I've been involved since I've been on the national board. The main project that I've been involved in working on is a new builder curriculum. Okay. So what that is, it's essentially a textbook style curriculum that's kind of walks you through the post frame world as a builder, what it means to be a post frame builder, how to build things, and so you have the text manual. Then there'll be a kind of like a quiz preparation. I can't think of the right word for it right now, but it'll prepare you to take the quizzes and then answer keys, and that'll be available in text and digital. But it goes on sale at the show, so it hasn't even been introduced yet, but it'll be introduced at the show. The testing, we partnered up with the University of Missouri, and they are going to be doing the exams online. So you'll log in, you'll buy a login, you'll get in, you'll get so like if I have 10 crew guys working for me, I can sign them. We can go through the course together, and then I can sign them up to take the certification exam and actually
Nice.
become certified. And that will tie into the NFBA Builder Accreditation Program. So it's just really fun stuff. I mean, it's really great because you hear all this buzz about trade schools and the blue collar coming back and all this stuff, and the fact that there's you could go in a trade and make a really good living. And so one of the things that we realized is the need for a post frame centered curriculum. Because when you go into these tech schools and trade schools for construction, Randy, none of them that I've ever seen actually even addresses what post frame construction is. So this is just it's a huge deal. This will be set up in which community colleges could use it, trade schools could use it. But most importantly, we're going to get started off here with the NFBA and its members using it. So it'll be available starting at the show, and it's been a huge project. It's not my project. I've just been involved with it. And we're really excited about that. So,
well, that's exciting.
Yeah. Let me mention quickly though, that I don't know a whole lot about it, but the safety template, I mean, our legal team, the NFBA board members, legal team, and the safety committee. This is already released. It is available right now, but a safety manual. So if you're a smaller company and you don't have a safety program in place, you can actually purchase this, fill in the blanks with your business name, and actually have your own safety program. And,
nice.
I mean, it costs, from somebody who knows, tens of thousands of dollars to put together a real program like that. So, your membership with the NFBA gets you that program at a highly discounted rate too.
Right. So you said $475 for builder right now today.
I think it is. I said starting at $475.
Yeah.
It wasn't a glorified sales pitch, but like, they do tiers of
sure.
the size the company are. So if you're a big company, you're currently that's how it works.
Right. But so do that math real quick in my head. That's basically $40 a month. I mean, that's not a tank of gas in your big pickup, right? So, and what you get for it is I'll just go ahead and be bold and say it. You'd be silly if you're in the post frame industry as a builder and not do this. Because the value is just all the things you talked about, and the ability to buy or get some of these other things at discounted rates, so forth. Huge. And to be able to call, I know Mark put up a few minutes ago there, Gary Allen is the best, and he is. I've known Gary for years, see him at shows, see him at the Buckeye Frame Builders, where I attend every year in Ohio. I listen to him speak a lot, and he's just darn good. But just all those little things by themselves, right, is for 40, 50, 60, whatever it is. I mean, that's a hell of a bargain, right?
It's a no-brainer, and to be a part of something as big as the NFBA is exciting in itself. So membership's up this year too, Randy. I mean, our numbers are up. I don't have the exact numbers, but I know we've had quite a few new members this year. So I think it's exciting. Nashville's going to be exciting. Lots of great things happening. Our board is full of fresh minds. We're under a new president with Mark Billstrom, all these things. And it's an exciting time. The NFBA is going to continue to grow. And I'm excited to be a part of it. And just hope we can make an impact on the industry.
Oh, you are, believe me, it's a big impact. Another old friend of yours and mine, John Marchand, just said, "Good to see you, Josh."
Hey, John.
Yep. Good old Johnny Mac.
I watched John's show on your when you had John on the show.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Johnny and I have, along with Barry, have maybe spent an evening or two in a few cities of the country together. John's a good guy. Kellyanne, a good friend of mine, also is on, and Kirsten thanks for stopping in, Kirsten. I always appreciate your support of the show and everything we do. Kellyanne's a good friend of mine. She's going to be on in a few weeks. Good friend of Wes and mine. She's actually a member of a mastermind group that Wes and I belong to. My producer director Wes that you just met a few minutes ago, and more importantly, my brother and friend and pal. But but she had mentioned something about when I worked in California at a client that worked in the building trades, and they have been promoting trade schools in the commercial development arena for a couple of years now. And she's asking for state specific. So NFBA is national, right? And maybe talk about that as kind of we wrap up here. The NFBA is the national show, right? Or the National Association. And then there's several affiliate associations, or like the Buckeyes, Ohio, and the Heartland is several states. Maybe talk about how those intermingle, if you could.
Yeah, so NFBA is national. To answer the question about California, that's happening everywhere. I mean, a lot of trades, a lot of even major post frame building companies that have entered or focused more in that commercial arena. There is growth, and there's a lot of opportunity on the commercial side. But that's the cool thing about post frame is you can do just about anything. So if you see a building, we could probably do that.
Right.
It gets challenging when you get above a certain size, but most of the time it can get the job done. That didn't answer your question though, Randy. NFBA National, then the National has branch off chapters throughout the country. They're not. There are a few that are really strong. Some are directed or tied directly to the NFBA, and then there are some that are kind of side spins. I think the Buckeye one is a side association. It's not tied directly as like a sub chapter of the NFBA, but I'm not sure on the actual logistics of that. But I noticed that Barry had asked about the Heartland chapter, and I do know about that one. We need to get our good buddy Brian Chatham from ST Fastening Systems on the line on that one. So Brian and I, we kind of run that one together, and we want to do a little bit something different this year. Maybe not a full blown chapter expo like we have in the past, but maybe just a golf outing and social event.
Sure.
So we'll look for that maybe in May or June.
Perfect. So because maybe to touch real quickly with what Kellyanne it just brought up, because she's from California originally, but she's just a recent transplant to Georgia. Is a state specific, these courses, I just maybe what do you say to that?
No, they're pretty broad. As far as overall general knowledge. The builder course that I'm speaking of, the first edition is really meant for like if your son wanted to get into the post frame ministry and didn't really know a whole lot about it. It's more of an introduction. It does get specific on certain things, but there's definitely nothing right now that's state specific. Right. And I saw Mark said something there about the safety program.
Yeah. He says focus on national OSHA compliance, and some states have their own OSHA. Okay. Right. Yeah. Perfect. Thanks, Mark.
Safety is not something I have a lot of background in, and I'm not a part of the committee on the NFBA safety, so I'm not quite sure. But it sounds like Mark answered that question.
Yeah, it sounded like he did. So, well, great. Well, as we promised, I would probably try to keep you to 45 minutes at the max, and we're already 4 minutes over that already. Barry says, best of luck in the new venture, because we didn't really touch on that a lot. But other than that, you did make the move from Kansas to San Antonio, Metro San Antonio, I guess, right? Rural. Is it rural area where you're actually at? But
we're on the north side. We're about 20 minutes north. So in the hill country land.
Perfect.
So our offices are actually in Boerne, Texas, and I appreciate the good luck, and I don't know how much of it I need. It's just about hard work and getting after it, isn't it, Randy?
There you go. It is. That's exactly what it is. So you're close enough to San Antonio. This is important. that if I come visit you, we could go to the River Walk and hit some good Mexican food.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. In
Okay.
fact, a few weeks ago, we did that with Barry. So.
Oh, good. Good.
Mhm.
Yeah, John just said he travels to Texas often. He'd like to come by and see us. So there you are.
All
Look at
right.
that. Making friends and meeting people, but he's already a friend. But hey, that's a thing. So,
That's right.
well, good. Well, Josh, any final words, and then I'll try to let you get on out of here because this has been incredibly great information, and appreciate you taking the time to come on and chat about the NFBA. Because as you know, we've already established I'm a big fan of it, lover of the organization, and it's just good to promote something that's is beneficial to everybody in the industry. So any parting words, my friend?
No, thanks for being on the show or having me on the show. I'm thankful for everybody that jumped on, and get on nfba.org and get registered for the show.
That's it. And yeah, look up Josh at the show. Look up me at the show. I love to chat with people. Love to. It's just that's the beauty. The networking. It's almost all the other stuff is fluff compared to the networking, right? And the courses. And like you said, I can't stress enough that being on the show floor and seeing products is awesome. And then going to those courses, I try to get to as many of them as I can, even if it doesn't necessarily affect my day to day what I do. But it's just always just good to know more, right? And to learn and know what my customers are doing. And so, well, Josh, thank you. I appreciate it, my friend. This was awesome. And we'll see you on what is it, 17th? Is that Monday? I think 18th, 17th, whatever it is.
17th, yeah.
Right around the corner, buddy. We'll see you there, my friend.
All right, take care.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you very much. All right, buddy. There you go, folks. I hope you found that entertaining and educational. I'm going to repeat what Josh said. If you're into business, get to the show. If you're into business, become a member. As we established, I've got 4+ decades in this lovely, wonderful industry, and you will not go wrong being involved with the NFBA. It's a must do. So do it. Anyways, that's it for today, other than one last thing to talk about. What are we doing next week? So we're going to build some wins again next Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to have a guy named Spencer Lund. Spencer is a guy I've got to know via social media and so forth. Spencer's from out in the West Coast area. If we don't catch him on Fridays, right now I'm going to guess, of course it's a little early, he's probably laying in his hammock, and we'll talk about that next week. So anybody that's watching this right now, if I forget, ask Spencer when he's heading out to his hammock, because he likes to go out into the forest area and reflect in his hammock. And I've seen pictures of him with this little hammock in the tree, and he's all nestled in with just his face sticking out, and he gets some good me time, I guess, and it's awesome. But Spencer runs a company. He's in the construction world, but he runs also it's called Plant Powered Marketing, which is a company that actually does, as the name would indicate, marketing for the construction industry, for builders, lead generation and all that type of thing. So we're going to talk about, again, another industry chat and talk about what he brings to the table and marketing and what he might be able to do to help. So you don't want to miss that one either. So that's it. We went a little too long. Another wrong laying in a hammock. True enough, John. You're probably already in your hammock. I know you. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for stopping in, building some wins together. And hey, remember, love what you do what you love. Make today your best day ever. Until tomorrow. Cheers, y'all. There it is. Who wrote that? That's brilliant. Anyways, thanks, y'all. Appreciate it. Cheers.